Hi, my name is Amaris, and this is my first experience in Tajikistan. So, on an everyday basis, I get driven by our driver, Rahmajan, and he's such a sweet gentleman. And although we don't speak the same language because he knows Russian and Tajik, I still try to speak to him because I'm learning Russian. So sometimes I tell him, "Ya работаю the institute," or bacteria. So here we are at one of the places that I work, which is the Tajik Institute of Languages. And as you can see, it's a really nice place and a really big place. And so a lot of the students that come from the institute are students from outside of Dushanbe. So most of my students are either from Pechikant or Varzob, but I don't really have many students that are from Dushanbe. But most of my students are the same age as me. So as a teacher and a student myself, I always want to make learning fun. So one of the games I play with my students at the Institute is a game similar to Taboo or charades. So the point of the game is one student picks up a card and it's either a verb, an adjective, any vocabulary we've learned in class, and that student's job is to describe the vocabulary so that the students in the class can figure out what the vocabulary is. So as you can see, my students love to play this game, and they enjoy it because it helps to give them a review, it helps to retain the vocabulary they've learned in class, and also helps their speech, especially when they're trying to explain the word in class. So here are some few examples that my students are doing.
You will be, I don't know, interpreter will be like this. One day you will be interpreter, good interpreter, yeah? And then you go to the foreign people and you have a lot of, you will find a lot of, so much money.
For example, one people beat you, not one, a lot of people beat you, and you will be ill. And if you go to the hospital, the doctors tie your hand, your foot. What is this?
So apart from the Institute, I also teach at Batria Cultural Center. And the Batria Cultural Center is a French NGO located in Dushanbe. And I love the Batria Cultural Center because there's a lot of people from different areas coming in to learn different languages. And so apart from teaching English here, I also learn Russian. So my language class is actually here. And so in the morning, I teach pre-intermediate to the Bachelor Cultural staff. Then after that, I teach elementary. And then I have a small break. And then from my break, I teach intermediate. And then from intermediate, I teach upper intermediate. So most of the time, I'm always busy in Bactria. I'm always talking to someone. I'm always figuring out lesson plans. I'm always constantly on the move in Bactria. And although sometimes it can be stressful, but it's also a great thing. And so here right now is a library, which is a great way for students to just relax and sit down. And so some books are in French, as you can see, and some books are in English. But even right there is my wake-up spot. So here is my intermediate class. So this class I teach right after I have my break, and they are such a wonderful group of students. Most of them are either in their 16, 17-year-olds, and some are around my age, which is around like 20s. And so most of the time I like to do debates with my intermediate students because their vocabulary is still good and their speech, it needs to be a little better. And so most of the time I love to do debates where they get to share their opinions about different topics. And I love to see them all excited and also motivated to really give their opinion. So here's one debate of my students arguing if there should be a one language spoken in the world.
Often in another language. And if we have only one language, our government speak in one language and we can understand what does they say.
Okay, that was really good.